Welcome to Calling All Brides podcast. I'm your host, Joe Cirillo, with over 20 years experience in the wedding industry, from an owner of a wedding event rental company to a DJ and to a wedding videographer.
And I'm your host, DJ Michael Joye. I have, check this out, 30 years of being a DJ. Trust me, there's nothing I haven't seen or heard at a wedding.
All right, guys. Well, welcome into the Calling All Brides podcast. I'm your host, Joe Cirillo, with our other host,
DJ Michael.
All right. Well, welcome into our podcast today. We have another fabulous show for you, don't we, Michael?
Where'd you get this title from? The dress doesn't fit.
If the dress doesn't fit.
So, man, we're talking about weight loss, right?
We are talking about weight loss. We're talking about managing stress. Michael, I see it all the time. I do hang out a lot in our social media groups to see what brides are talking about, you know, and trying to provide them with some information, because we have a lot of experience, not only just in wedding, but we do take care of ourselves, you know, from a health standpoint as well. And we do want to help our brides and our grooms who, you know, may need to lose a little weight, get a little bit healthier before their wedding.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pop. You know, I'm gonna put a disclaimer out there. I think beauty comes in all kind of packages and sizes, you know, and beauty is within. And I'm not just saying that, but you know, I think it is a common thing that especially women want to lose a little bit of weight before their wedding. They want to be able to get that dress comfortably, and I think guys do too. So I think what we're trying to do is just give you some health tips if that's what you choose to do and you want to do it. And if it makes you feel better about yourself, you're doing it for yourself. You know, I've lost 22 pounds. I got 40 more to go. And I can start to tell a little bit, but I still such a long ways to go. It's a personal thing. You know, I'm doing it for myself. And I think that's what we want to tell you guys. You do what you think is comfortable, but if you do want to lose some weight, we've got some great ideas.
Yep, we do.
Because you've lost, like, how much weight? You've lost a
I
lot.
have lost almost 70 pounds.
That's a lot. You're like
about half a person.
You're a smaller person now, dude.
Yeah, I'm completely different.
Amazing.
Yeah. But and so, guys, it can happen. And I'm going to tell you, when I started that journey, I couldn't walk down the street, you know, without, you know, huffing and puffing, things like that. I was eating like garbage. I'm a big football fan, especially college football. And I would sit on the couch and eat an entire bag of chips and dip. I mean, I was eating like a trash truck. I really was.
And you run. You're a big runner.
I'm a big runner now.
Yeah.
But I wasn't, and I wasn't
That
before
takes
that.
dedication, man. Because you posted a video last week about your, like, I don't know, 57-mile run you did or whatever, all through the downtown of the USC campus, and it was amazing what all you did. Was it 8-10 miles? How far?
It was 8 miles.
How much you saw in those 8 miles?
Yeah.
It's like you went. It was a cool video, though. So
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about exercise and ways to help there. So what we're going to start off first with is probably the main thing you got to do if you're thinking about losing some weight, is you got to cut calories. And we did a little research, and this is kind of mind-boggling. Everybody loves Chick-fil-A. I don't think I know a person that doesn't love Chick-fil-A. If you've got one in your area, and we know there's some places that don't, and you know we've got some international listeners that maybe don't. So if you don't have a Chick-fil-A, we're sorry. That's it's really good food. But a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich with fries, and then you add in, you know, whether it's a lemonade or a Coke or something like that, you are well north of 1,000 calories in just one small meal. That's probably not even going to make you feel all that full for the day.
And was it 3,500 calories equals a pound?
Yeah.
So you just gained a third of a pound.
Yeah, just by one meal.
Thinking, oh, hey, Chick-fil-A ate pretty good. Wow.
Yeah. So cutting calories.
Sorry, Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, cutting calories can be probably the first thing that you need to examine. You know, when I started my weight loss journey, that was what I had to really pay attention is look at the calories of what I was eating. And one thing I think that escapes people, and we'll get to this point about, you know, what you should drink of more later, but a lot of people don't realize how many calories they consume in a day from what they drink.
Yeah.
You know, they go to Starbucks and they get a coffee or, you know, an energy drink or something like that.
These lattes and stuff, they're full of sugar.
Oh my goodness. I mean, my daughter, she works at a local coffee shop, and the amount of pumps of the sugar stuff they put in and all that kind of stuff, it's mind-boggling.
I went to I'm not going to say the name, very well-known smoothie bar, thinking I'm doing good. I think there was like only 4 items of this massive menu that were less than, like, I forgot how many grams. The amount of sugar in these drinks were incredible.
Yeah.
So you're really not helping yourself.
No, you're not. So cutting calories, number one. Next thing, this one, you know, I kind of go either way on this.
I do too.
Is cutting carbs. You know, there's a lot of diets out there that talk about cutting carbs, you know, where you take the bun off and you replace the bun with lettuce or things like that. I'm going to tell you, I've never been a big fan of cutting carbs. In my weight loss journey, I didn't cut carbs.
Yeah.
I still ate pasta. And the reason I say that is because I think when you really start to transform and you really start to exercise, you actually need those carbs to help you.
I do too. I'm a big fan because I get lightheaded, man. I don't understand that, but it made the list. I threw it out there, you know. I think, you know, empty carbs late at night, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd eat a bag of Fritos, you know, at 12 o'clock at night. But if you want to have a sandwich or something, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No. But I mean, there's going to be folks out there that are really strong on reducing and cutting the carbs, and it does work for some people. But you know, really, what I found out in this journey is you've got to do things that are going to last long term.
Yes.
You know, because if you go out, anybody, I'm going to tell you right now, anybody can go lose 5 pounds right now. There's, you know, you can cut, you can starve yourself. There's so many things you can do to lose weight. That's not the healthy way to lose weight, and it's also not something that's going to be sustainable.
Right, that's the trick too.
What we want to talk about and help you is actually you know, a healthy lifestyle and doing this in a healthy way.
Sure.
You know, so adding more fiber is the next point. Now, this one I do think is I definitely do recommend adding more fiber. We're talking about like fruits, things like that.
Yeah, broccoli, carrots, spinach, lima beans, oatmeal, black beans.
Yep.
Good foods, yeah.
A lot of, you know, these fruits, they're going to be very low calorie. You can eat a lot of them. So if you are hungry,
fibers can fill you up.
Exactly. You know, oatmeal will definitely make you feel full, things like that. So definitely recommend the fiber. It's going to help you.
And again, if you get the apple cinnamon Quaker Oats oatmeal, it's got about 35 grams of sugar in it. You still got to read the label.
That's right.
But oatmeal's a good filler,
Yeah. You can do a lot with oatmeal.
You can put oatmeal in your protein shakes too.
Yeah, you can do that. You can take a spoon of peanut butter with a spoon of like the dried oatmeal oats, and it actually makes a really good snack. Cool. So there's a lot of things you can do. Again, like Michael said, just make sure if you are, you know, you're at the grocery store, make sure you're checking the labels because there's so many things hidden in there. Yeah. It really is. So next point we have is meal prep, and this is a really good one, I think.
Take some discipline, but man, think about it. If you meal prep, you have complete control of your diet. You're less likely to cheat. You're eating exactly what you should be eating. To me, if you can do it, that's probably the best way to stay regimented.
I've got some friends, and they do this every week. Every Sunday, they cook the entire week's meal, and they have children too, and they do it for the kids as well. And you know, put them in their little you know, plastic little whatever dishes, things like that for the week. I'm gonna tell you, it saves time because, you know, how many times do you go to work and something happens, you come home, you're late. I don't know, you got kids' sports, all these kind of things. And what happens, right? You're tired, everything like that. So what happens? You want to call and get that pizza.
Yeah, and then if you're going to work, you're running late, you grab a Pop-Tart, you grab chip, you know, you're going to grab whatever's handy and convenient.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if it's prepped and ready and right there for you, and all you got to do is go in the refrigerator and grab it on your way out or when it's time for dinner, you're really going to be disciplined. Yeah. It's really going to help. So definitely recommend that one. All right, now this one's really going to help you lose some weight for sure. It is cutting out or at least reducing alcohol consumption.
It's funny because when I got sober, I gained weight because I just replaced the alcohol with candy and sugar because there's sugar in a vodka, which is my drug of choice, and my body still wanted the sugar. So even though I'm not drinking, I'm eating more candy. So. But yeah, alcohol. I mean, one beer has 150 calories, man. Yeah. A glass of wine is what, 125?
Something like that.
One woman doesn't have 3 glasses of wine every night. That's almost 400 or 500 calories right there.
Yeah, I mean, then you have a margarita. You got all the sugar and stuff.
Frozen drinks. Forget it.
Goodness, pina coladas and all these kind of different drinks. Oh my goodness.
And beer makes you feel so bloated too.
Yeah.
You know, empty carbs, and again, it's empty carbs.
Yep, exactly.
So cut back. Don't say stop. Moderate. Life is about moderation.
Correct, Michael.
Food, drink. Love, anything, moderation.
You can't just, I'm going to tell you right now, because like we talked about before, sustainability, things like that. If you say, I'm never going to eat fast food again, you're lying. You're going to. And it's okay to eat fast food occasionally.
It is.
It's just not every day, every meal. You know, you gotta, like you said, it's a happy balance between the two. It's the same thing with exercise. A lot of people tell me, oh, I can't, there's no way that I can exercise. Well, guys, it's going to help you, it's going to help with heart health. I mean, so many things. And yes, you can add, even if it just means go walk for 10 minutes, you can add a little bit of exercise.
The older I get, the saying that defines me is, if it's important to you, you will find the time.
Yep, exactly.
And take that in all facts of life.
It's very true.
Love, work, anything. If it's important to you, you will find the time.
And here's the thing, Michael. We all I don't care if you're the CEO of a company. I don't care if you're the richest person on this earth. I don't care if you're the poorest person on this earth. I don't care if you're the most overweight, if you're the most fittest. We all have 24 hours in a day. So again,
God gave us all the same clock. It's how you use it, man.
That's right.
It's how you use it.
Exactly. All right, our next one is eating healthy fats.
Yeah, it sounds weird, right?
I know, right?
But it's just like avocados, eggs, nuts, salmon, dark chocolate. So if you got that sweet tooth, dark chocolate. Cheese, tuna is a healthy fat. Those are all good for you.
Yeah, there's fish is really good for you.
It is.
Well, I always try every week to incorporate at least one night a week to incorporate, whether it's salmon, whether it's just a white fish or something like that. Try to incorporate some sort of fish. It's very helpful. Avocados are very popular.
I feed my cat tuna. I don't know if I could do it out the can. That's what he gets free. I don't know. I don't know.
Right. All right. Our next point is eating smaller, more frequent meals.
This one's easy to do. Studies have shown that if you eat like 4 to 6 smaller meals per day and stagger it out, you will lose weight.
Yep.
Than gorging on 2 or 3 big meals a day.
Yep. Definitely.
And you stay kind of full all day. You know, you don't get hungry.
Yep. That's definitely one way to do it. Again, it kind of goes back to, I think if you're going to do that, you probably need to do some meal prep ahead of time, so that way you've got those things that you're going to, you're taking to work. You take your banana, you take your granola, your peanut butter, whatever, all these things, and have a schedule. It's like, okay, I'm going to eat breakfast at 7 a.m. At 9 a.m. I'm having banana. At 12 I'm eating lunch. At 2 or 3 I'm eating maybe I'm eating an apple. Sure. I eat dinner. Maybe after dinner I eat some grapes. So that way you kind of keep it flowing throughout the day.
Yeah, it's something we probably should have said at the beginning. Always check with your doctor. Make sure you're in good health. I mean, nothing that we're saying would get you in trouble as far as the doctor, but you ought to go if you're going to start a journey, go get checked out, check all your levels, see where you are, and then I would incorporate some of these.
Exactly. Yep, good points, Michael. Next one, and this one I really think is important and has really helped me personally, A, on cutting calories, but B, just feeling better overall, and that is increasing your water intake.
Yeah, it's critical, man.
It is.
The more water you drink, you're going to feel fuller. Your body needs water. I read an article that if you can have, how do I say this without being mean? If you can go relieve yourself 3 times before 10 a.m., you'll lose weight. That's how much water you're supposed to have. Mm-hmm. So 3 big, what's the word? Urinations. But you're supposed to drink enough water where if you can do that 3 times before 10 a.m., you're going to lose weight. You need a lot more water than you think. If you feel you're thirsty, you're dehydrated.
Yep. There's so many benefits of water. Yeah. Number one, we'll say is that there's no calories. Okay. Number 2, we'll say that it keeps you hydrated, which is really important, especially if you decide that you're going to exercise. But even beyond just exercising, I mean, with the temperature, we're here in Columbia, South Carolina, famously hot. It's 101 degrees outside with like 100 and some odd humidity. Yeah. If you're outside doing any work, even just going in between the car and stuff like that, you got to stay hydrated, to feel well.
Yeah, now you can get online these great like electrolyte packets you can add to your water. I mean, I'm a big fan. Just to drink water, I get tired of water, but I've experimented with a lot of these vitamin packets and electrolyte packets and all this. They can really be beneficial to you.
There's a lot of things you can do to flavor water and not really bring up that calorie count.
Sugar,
Exactly. There's a lot there. The other thing too, about health-wise with water is, especially for those of you that have any kind of urinary issues, it's kidney stones, any kind of urinary tract infections, things like that. The more that you're pumping water in there, it's going to, obviously, as you were talking about, it's going to make you, use the bathroom, which is a good thing. It's going to, keep that flow, so you don't keep liquids inside your body.
Like changing your oil, man. You're just flushing everything out.
Keep it going. Yep. So really encourage you to drink water. What I actually have started doing is when I wake up in the morning, I drink water all the way until lunchtime. And lunchtime, that's when I like sports drinks, so I'll throw in a Gatorade, a Powerade, something like that. Drink that maybe from lunchtime to dinner time. Just getting a little bit in there. And then after dinner, I go back to water. Okay. So just some ideas for you. Now this next one, this is one I'm going to really recommend on it if you really want to change your lifestyle, become more healthy, and obviously lose weight. Is going to be exercise. Yeah. There's so many benefits of exercise. From heart health, heart attacks. Can't talk today. Heart attacks, #1 killer. What's one of the ways that you can help reduce that? is getting some exercise, guys. It's just going out there and walk.
Reduces your blood pressure, reduces your risk of a stroke.
Stress.
And if you're going to maintain weight loss, you have to exercise.
You do.
You just have to.
Yep.
You want to keep those muscles toned. And as you lose weight, you want the skin to tighten. So it's very, very important.
Yep. And, there's a lot we talk about all the time.
Go walk.
Yeah.
Don't have to join a gym. Go walk.
No, I do not. And guys, we talked about earlier.
70 pounds without stepping foot
Never
in the gym,
stepped
right?
foot in a gym.
Yeah.
Not one time.
Now, I do the hot works. So those of you in a hot works area, we love hot works.
Oh, yeah.
I ride a stationary bike in a 128-degree room. Now, it ain't much cooler outside, but it's an infrared heat, so it does work the muscles inside my body. I love it. For me, it's like therapy. Right. I sweat a lot and get all out, but you can go walk down the street.
Yep, and that's what I'm saying. We're not saying don't join a gym. You're more welcome to join a gym if you think you need that extra motivation of having people around you, or or you just don't feel like going out and walking.
Nothing wrong with a gym.
Join a gym. There's so many programs and different things like that.
Classes you can take, Zumba and all. I bought some of those bands. I do the bands and I do the bike, and I'm quite happy.
Yep. So like I was telling you earlier, my journey. I just started off walking, and then got to a point where I could jog, maybe for 5 minutes out of that walk, and then eventually got to jog a little more, and then I got back to a run. And I'm gonna tell you guys, I am approaching 5 years on this journey now, completely changed. And I know people don't believe this when I tell them. Michael's just always blown away when I tell him. I run almost 7 miles 5 days a week. And then on Saturdays, my 6th day of the week, I run a long run, which is usually anywhere from 8 to 13 miles. And Sunday I take off. But I, just for me personally, it helps me reduce stress. It's, I want to live long, to be able to see I have 2 beautiful girls. I want to be, God willing, I want to be able to be there to be at their wedding and beyond, see them have children and all that. I'm going to do everything I can to do personally to keep my health up.
When you run that far, do you use that time to think, or do you use that time just to not think? I've always wondered about runners.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what I do every morning. For the first 20 minutes, I listen to the Bible on a podcast. Okay. So I have that connection with my religion, and then after that, I flip on to my favorite music, which is anything from Post Malone,
Pitbull, Vanilla Ice, Post Malone.
You know it. I got
it.
And I'm usually jamming with the music.
That's
usually.
Good. So you get your personal time in, you get your meditation time in, and then you get in your fun,
right,
to help break the monotony, I guess, of running. That
motivation.
Far. Yeah,
and sometimes I do switch it up. You
do podcasts too, right?
I do. That's what I was going to tell you. Yeah. Sometimes I will switch it up, and I will listen to just regular podcasts. There's motivation podcasts out there. I love motivation podcasts, and it's telling you like, hey, it really pumps you up. So something I definitely recommend. Cool. So yeah, a lot you can do. But yeah, exercise, we really recommend exercise. And like Michael said, if you're going to get on an exercise regimen, make sure you check with your doctor. We want to make sure you're safe before you go out there and do anything. Because there's a lot of hidden health things that people don't know.
Don't run out in this heat think you're going to run 5 miles. Don't try that. Yeah.
No. Well, guys, make sure that you are checking out the Calling All Brides podcast. Make sure you subscribe for us on YouTube. Make sure you are visiting every podcast channel. That's Apple Podcasts, that's Spotify, iHeart, and all the other podcast channels. Make sure that you're on there, you're subscribing to us, that you're giving us a rating and review to help us out so we can continue to bring great content to you. All right, Michael, let's get back to it. Our next point is fasting. And let me tell you about this one because I do fasting every single day. So I do want to talk a little bit more about fasting. And it is a fabulous way to help you lose weight and to keep weight off. And it is something that you can do every single day. So I start my fasting at 9 p.m., okay? I do not eat anything after 9 p.m. And I do not eat again the next day until 12 noon. Wow. So I do a 15-hour fasting. And they usually recommend anywhere from a 14 to a 16-hour fasting.
Yeah, okay.
And so... and you're probably going to ask me, do I drink or do anything, in between that? So I do not drink any beverage, and I'm not talking about alcohol or anything like that. I'm talking about water until in the morning time. After I get my run in, I will grab water. I will drink water all through the morning until 12. And yeah, do I feel hungry sometimes? Maybe about 10 o'clock, maybe about 11 o'clock. I might feel a little bit of hunger, but I know I'm only like an hour or two away from it. I'm at work, I'm doing stuff, I get my mind off it, and boom. Now, I am watching that clock for 12 o'clock, boy. And when 12 o'clock comes, I'm feasting.
Then what do you eat then?
I eat a regular meal. I do not it's usually leftover dinner.
Okay.
Like for today, I'm going to have lasagna.
There you go.
So that was what we had for dinner last night. So, and like I tell you, like we talked about before, guys, we're not saying don't eat good stuff, because I eat good stuff all the time. And I'm going to tell you, on the weekend, I love me going out somewhere and have a nice sit down meal.
You like cookies too, right? You like those, what they call
We do crumble cookies. Yeah, you got to
right.
check out our crumble cookie reviews that we do with my daughter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love pizza, cookies, orange juice. That's my 3 things of choice.
Too.
And I eat them every week. I eat ice cream every week. I eat apple pie. I eat cherry pie, all that kind of stuff. And I keep the weight off because
awesome.
I exercise, I fast, and I stay hydrated. The other thing I do want to mention, it wasn't on our list, and I won't say this is something that really helps you lose weight, but it will help you, with a healthy lifestyle. And that is actually, Michael does the hot box, so he does like the steam, the heat, but I do it in a different way. I have a hot tub, and you believe it or not, you do burn calories in a hot tub.
Yeah.
It's really good for your blood flow. Because I run so much, it really helps loosen up those muscles. Believe it, I used to have back problems. I go in that hot tub every day. Whew, no back problems anymore. So highly recommend, if you have an opportunity, whether it's at a gym or if you have one at home that you're not using, utilize it. If you got a friend or family, utilize a hot tub. It's there's a lot of health benefits. And again, do want to make a point, if you are going to go in a hot tub, make sure you are consulting your physician before you do that, because there are some health things that could that you may not know about that could be affected by going into a hot water temperature thing like that.
Hey, you know what's called breakfast?
Breakfast?
Because you're breaking the fast.
Breaking the fast.
Isn't that cool?
I do like that.
That's true. I didn't know this. I did this research. Breaking the fast.
Breaking the fast. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, guys, we hope that we did help you with a little bit more healthy lifestyle. If you are looking to cut some calories, drop a few pounds to get in that dress or get in that tux, whatever it is, we hope that you got some good information here. I love to encourage people. So if you are struggling for motivation, if you're looking for some tips, please reach out to us. Please send us an email. I would love to shoot you some information, chat with you, and try to help you. It's a very important part of my life now, and glad to share that with you. So make sure you hit us up. Guys, we can't ask you enough to subscribe to the Calling All Brides podcast on YouTube. Also, make sure that you like us, review us. Tune in every week on all of the podcasting channels, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, all those and beyond. We are there. We're here to help you. We are here to share our knowledge in the wedding industry with you. And we hope that you have a fabulous day, and we'll see you on the next episode. Take care.
Yep.
Great episodes coming up, and we've got a whole lot more. So make sure you stay tuned to the Calling All Brides podcast.